Officer of Naval Air Station Ojo. One of my ratings, Master Warrant Officer Arishuku, he bought a rechargeable lamp, the 2,000 naira worth of rechargeable lamp from a retailer, but he refused to pay. So the case was reported to my office. Then I now told the gentleman, I said, go and pay for the rechargeable lamp. He bought it for more than 3 months. 2,000 is what you can dash out to anybody. Just go and pay it and forget about it. Then I asked him to bring the rechargeable lamp. When he brought the rechargeable lamp, on it was written that before you can get a 4 hours lighting period, you must have charged it for nothing less than 48 hours. And where in Nigeria can you get a 48 hours charging period? So I told my friend, you can't do that in Alaba, but go and pay, because don't bring any disgrace to Nigeria Navy. Then I reported him to my CEO, then Navy Captain Omako. My CEO said he should go and pay, and if he does not pay within 1 month, I should charge him. After 1 month, he didn't pay. Then I put him on charge as the provost officer of the unit. Because I've been
what is it to put an officer on charge?
Okay, that's for summary trial.
Okay.
Summary trial. I put him on charge for disobedience, insubordination, and scandalous behavior. So we went through all the procedure of trial, from OOD, investigation table, to first lieutenant, to EXO.
What's OOD?
OOD is officer of the day.
Okay.
Officer of the day. After that one, straight to first lieutenant table. After first lieutenant, to EXO. After EXO, then to the commanding officer. So when I got to the commanding officer, I don't know, maybe my CEO wanted to save the boy. Instead of him to call me, say, okay, Osho, I'm not sure how can we allow this case to die here? But he didn't even call me. So while we were for the parade, he just came out and said the 3 count charges, he has dismissed the 3 count charges. Then he said all the ratings should go, leaving only we officers. He now called all the officers and say he wants this case to end now. That what is their impression? The officer said, sir, it is going to, you are not instilling discipline by dismissing the charge. You at least even to caution the boy to go and pay. You did not even hear anything from the provost or even from the board. You just dismissed the 3 count charges. He said, okay, that he has dismissed it, or he wants the case to end right here. After he has asked about 3 or 4 officers, they all talk in my favor. Then he now said, okay, Motosho, do you have anything to say? I said, yes. I said, sir, number 1, by Armed Forces Decree 1993 amended, section 116, subsection 1 and 2, you are not empowered to try this case. Maybe that is only what even annoyed him. I said, sir, this case is supposed to be tried by FOC. That's what for Flag Officer Commanding, and Admiral and above. But you are a colonel equivalent, which is captain. I said, sir, I would suggest, if you want to help this boy, you would have told me while in your office. I would have stood over the case. If you stood over, it's like adjoining the case. And the case will die naturally. But you now, we went further, you now dismissed the case. I said, sir, all the men are looking at what is going on. Sir, I request you readdress. Say, no, that he has dismissed the case, I should just forget it. I said, okay, and I left. Then when it was already closing period, I went to. Then the following day when I came, the EXO, that is the next person to him, I was the 3rd person in command to the CEO. He said, the EXO just came to my office. I'm not sure, yesterday the EXO said they should go and lock me up in the unit guard room. I said, for what's my offense? He didn't tell me, and he said, but there is a signal that they should go and lock me up. For what? And I went. I was locked up in unit guard. First of all, I was in the mess for 7 days. After the 7th day, my commanding officer came and released me after 1 week. So when he released me, I went to. And as soon as I went to, the following day I reported on Monday. The following week I reported on Monday. Then my CEO now said, they said the NHQ said they should take me back to cell. That if my CEO knows that I have not committed offense, why did he send signal that they should lock me up? I was returned back to the cell. I was there for 77 days. In the process, I developed partial stroke. Then the base medical officer said they should release me immediately. If they don't have any, if they cannot charge me for anything, they should release me immediately. If I die, there's going to be a problem. Then I was released. As soon as I was released, 3 weeks, I took care of myself, went for physiotherapy, paid all the medical bills. When I now recovered after 3 weeks, I started working. Then And then they say, oh, he has resumed. Yeah, let us go and try him. Let us go and try him. I said, try me for what? Then they now gang up a story, say, okay, for insubordination. Insubordination for what? That I misled them, that I was telling them that what my CO did was wrong. I said, sir, what my CO did was just like a case of death sentence. If somebody commits murder, you don't take him to, if you take him to magistrate court, the magistrate court cannot attend to him. They will refer it to high court. It's the same thing we have in the military. They have cadres of punishment. But this punishment is above my CO. It's supposed to be referred to Flag Officer Command, the Western Naval Command. Then
so you have to shorten it.
Okay.
You have to shorten it.
Yes. Okay, that's exactly what happened. So I was.
How did your retirement arise?
Okay, then as soon as I came back, they set up a court martial. It was more or less a kangaroo court martial. A lawyer was imposed on me. The lawyer is late now, Commander Shuda. There, I told them, because you refused me to have a lawyer of my own, and I'm not going to participate in the court martial. Unfortunately for them, they went ahead. The lawyer said, well, since they have imposed him on me, yeah, he will go ahead. At the end of the day, they recommended that I should be retired. After that, my lawyer wrote a letter to NSU that I cannot be retired for offense I didn't commit. That my SU was only intervening a power that does not belong to him. Then later, about a year after, they now brought in letter of retirement. As soon as I was retired, I went to Federal High Court. Federal High Court, within 9 months, reinstated me back. But why?
This was what year?
That was 2004.
2004.
May 2004.
The courts reinstated you.
Me
Did
back.
the Navy take you back?
They did not take me back.
Okay,
when I
so
got
what
back,
did you do?
they said no. They are going to appeal. They are going to appeal. They didn't even appeal. They were supposed to appeal within 90 days. They didn't appeal within 90 days until after 1.5 years.
Okay.
So as soon as they got to
what happened to the appeal?
As soon as they got to appeal, the Court of Appeal said it is against their procedure that you cannot appeal after 90 days. Yeah. That the case was thrown out. It was struck out. Yeah. Yes. When the case was struck out, I went back to the Navy and said, okay, now implement my judgment. They said, no, until when the case is dismissed.
But the case was struck out.
It was struck out by Court of Appeal. They said, no, until the case is dismissed before they can implement it. So I now went back to the court again. The case was not officially dismissed 2008, November 2008. That is 5 years ago. As soon as the case was dismissed, and I went back to the Navy, they said, okay, they are going to look into it and they will get back to me.
So this was 2008,
that was 2008 till now. Then I now wrote the Attorney General that if Nigeria does not implement my court order, I will be forced to embarrass them by taking the Chief of Naval Staff to court for contempt. The Attorney General replied the Chief of Naval that he must obey the court order. But up to today...
Do you have a letter from the Attorney General?
The only is just the acknowledgement letter from... I have an acknowledgement letter from
okay,
them.
that's fine. Because we don't have enough time. So your appeal now is to the Chief of Naval Staff.
To reinstate.
And that is Vice Admiral Dele
Ozoba, yes.
So your appeal is to him to say he should do what is the right...
Everything is on his table for the past 9 months. Even the former CGS, Vice Admiral Olai Bryan, the former CNN, who is not the CGS, Vice Admiral Olai Bryan, even set up a committee headed by Commodore Adebayo. And they recommended that it should be taken back. Even when I got there, the Chief of Admin here now, President Chief of Rear Admiral Oyada, said the recommendation that they should take me back because my record is clean. And that because when I left, they now discovered that what I told them was right. They now raised an NNO that what I told them was the correct thing, which is NNO 09/02.
Okay.
So you have to all my papers are in front of the Chief of Naval Staff, but the Chief of Admin, they are telling me that I should go and look for somebody to begging for what after I've already won my case.
Okay.
And that he has only 2 options. It's either he takes me back and let me continue with the job, or if he retire me, he give me my promotion with my mate and let me go off.
Okay. So
and within that period, my wife died. Over 8 years, 8 months now.
Okay.
I've been in Abuja for more than 3 times this year.
Okay. All right. We'll have to wrap it up. Unfortunately, we don't have enough time to go any further. But I guess the appeal is to Vice Admiral Dele Ozoba, who is the Chief of Naval Staff.
This medium to call on the President, Dr. Goodluck General, to intervene. Because if Attorney General of the Federation can instruct the Navy to obey, they refuse. Minister of Defense,
Erelu
Obada, even told them that they should implement.
Okay.
So why? I don't know.
Thank you very much. Well, we're hoping that somebody from the presidency, if it is not the president, is watching now and sees this. This is a case that looks very, very clearly. If the court says something, the federal government and indeed the armed forces should obey whatever is a court decision. Because if we don't, then we're creating a lawless society, and that should not be allowed. The federal government should look into it. Vice Admiral Dele Ezioba, who is the Chief of Naval Staff, should look into it, and if it is true, she'll make sure it is signed off and it is allowed to go, so that the gentleman here, Lieutenant Commander Adeolu Omotosho, is allowed to take his position back.